Hello, 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 everybody. It's me, it's your girl Sia Knight, and welcome to the channel. I am the mobile notary mentor, and I help new and newer notaries learn how to grow a thriving business. So, today I'm going to talk about something I get asked about very, very frequently. Those of you who know about my channel and my experience, I'm a mobile notary, so I go out to different places and I notarize documents, but I also am a RON, a remote online notary. And I work primarily with Notarize, which is a great platform. I have no reason to go into a different direction. So that's where I do. I use Notarize. So the question I get a lot is, how do you catch those calls? I am new to Notarize. I got approved. Yay. I sat on that line and I could not catch any calls. How do you do it? And what I wanted to do is I wanted to give you some of my thoughts. So, I mean, I started on the platform back in November, December, January, February, March, April. So 5 months ago. And I've had slow times and I've had some times where things have been on and popping. So I would say that for me, I've got some ideas, some thoughts on how to maybe best catch these calls. So try it and let me know in the comments below whether or not you're able to catch more calls. Before I get started, though, I want to remind everyone, if you're watching this in real time in mid April, the next new notary workshop is April 24th, Saturday, April 24th. And what we do is we go over the fundamentals of being a notary. We talk about marketing. We talk about setting up your business. We talk about what's the difference between an acknowledgement and a jurat, and what do you do? And we talk about different scenarios. So that is happening April 24th. I put the link below. So let's talk about catching these calls on Notarize. So I've got about 3 or 4 suggestions. Okay, in no particular order. Number one, the first thing that I would suggest in order to catch calls on Notarize is to have 2 screens. If you are able to, if it's cost effective for you, if you have a few dollars in your budget, I would suggest having 2 screens, because what happens is um, I'm more willing to sit and wait for calls to come through if I have Notarize here front and center, and I can have on the second screen something else that's going on. It might just be Netflix. It might be I might, who knows what it is. But I think that having to go from tab to tab can be a bit difficult. So if you have 2 screens, and I also actually, when I'm doing my notary calls, when Notarize, I only use 1 screen. But that would be the first suggestion. Try 2 screens. Okay. Another another suggestion is, when you log on, keep in mind your time zone and the time zone of the people who are potential customers. So what am I talking about? I'm on the East Coast. So on the East Coast, if I am taking calls at in the late afternoon, say 4 o'clock, then it's about 1 o'clock on the West Coast of the United States. Great. And it is evening or almost nighttime in Europe. So that's what I've found. I'm able to get the most calls. So you get calls from all over. So that's something to think about. Try to think about logging on at a time where there may be more potential customers. Try that. The second thing is kind of related as well. Um, think about logging on in off peak times. What do I mean by that? I mean, if you're on the East Coast and you've been trying in the morning and you've been trying in the evening, how about in the middle of the night? And I know it sounds crazy. You're like, well, I'm not doing all that. But the deal is, if you're able to catch enough calls, you can make it up potentially from the retail queue to the next level, which is the silver level, which has business transactions. And then after a certain number of those, you can potentially qualify for the real estate transactions in the gold area, right? And so what's nice about being a gold level person, I sit down, I am, like I said, checking emails, doing whatever on the other screen. If I hear a call come through, sometimes if it's in the retail or the business queue, I won't even pick it up. I said, well, I'll let somebody else pick it up. I'm looking for those high dollar amount retail calls. So that's what I'm doing. And that's what I would suggest. Try to go like in the middle of the night and see if that helps. The next thing I would say is try towards the end of the month. Now, why? What does that mean? What are you talking about? Towards the end of the month, more retail transactions close. So you have agents like me, notaries like me. At the end of the month, I'm sitting there and I'm going to focus and put my time and energy into the real estate transactions and other people. And so it leaves those other transactions to other folks if they haven't made it to the gold level yet. So try perhaps the second half of the month to see if that helps as well. Let's see. And the only other thing, oh no, I've got two more things. Switchboard is a relatively newish thing that we have tried, they've implemented at Notarize. I don't know if it helps you get more calls or not. It's just kind of like you're sitting there, you're like, okay, I'm going to sign up for these times to be online. Some people say I sign up for these times and I don't get any more calls. I don't know if you do. I don't know if you don't. I would say it's worth trying. So I would say, yes, sign up with Switchboard. Okay. And then the last tip that I have is to keep track of when you get the most calls, because what'll happen is you'll get to a point like, oh, okay, oh yeah, now I can hear this. I can get several transactions. Hey, I'm happy or whatever. And then you forget the next day or the next week. It's like, oh, what day was that I had those calls? What time of day? What day of the week. So try to track that. So those are all the suggestions that I have. Good luck to you. And I hope you're able to catch those calls. Don't forget, the new Notary Workshop is on Saturday, April 24th. Okay, folks, see you later. And as they say, happy signing. Bye.